What went through your head after you lost your virginity? That was it? Don't get me wrong. Love sex, but I guess losing your virginity gets so hyped up in movies and TV shows that I thought I'd become like a totally different person afterwards. Instead, I was just me with a new hobby to engage in. Came here to say exactly this. With the way it's built up in movies and even by society, it's kind of impossible not to be underwhelmed. Especially when it's 20 seconds tops. Was the opposite for me. First time lasted 3 to 4 hours, was so nervous I was half hard and couldn't come. It was fucking terrible, my lungs were on fire and I was so thirsty. Pretty much. Honestly, it didn't get mind blowing until I met my wife. Our culture of sleeping around doesn't teach about what it's like to be with someone you share an amazing connection with. I'm going to love this girl forever. Didn't work out, of course. We were 16. But I do remember her fondly, as a lovely memory of one amazing summer. Back in the summer of 69. Back in the summer we 69'd. That was me, except I was 18. We stayed together a couple more years. She had some experience beforehand, as well as some daddy issues. Probably the hottest in bed to this day, but that came with drama that wasn't worth it. The woman I married, in bed does satisfy my needs, and as we've gotten older have explored more, so no regrets in the bedroom either. It felt a bit underwhelming considering her mom walked in on us when she should have been at work. Edit. Also, the hole is lower than you think as a teen. One of my GFs was a bit crazy. One time in her parents' basement, on the couch, we were fooling around a bit. She's on my lap. She gets up, takes her pants off, unzips mine and pulls out the Johnson rod and starts riding me, which was great, but I was like, WTF, your parents are upstairs. And she was just like, shh. I quasi-protested while trying to not make a single noise for about a minute when sure enough we hear the door to the upstairs open and footsteps coming down the stair. She quickly pulls a blanket over her. Her mom rounds the corner and starts up a conversation. What do you guys want to do for dinner? I'm trying to play calm. She was on me with her back to me, so it kind of looked like she was just sitting on my lap, under a blanket. I thought we were busted for sure. Mom went upstairs and we finished up quietly. You were 100% busted. Oh. Oh no. How old were you both? And what did the mom do? Does it hurt this bad every time? This happened to me as a man. I'm uncircumcised and the first time I had sex I tore my foreskin and was bleeding everywhere. Safe to say I was spooked for a while. Still happens from time to time, but at this point I'm used to it. Feel bad for my so when I bleeding out of my dick everywhere. Same. It did not make me excited for future sex. It hurt so bad. If it hurt so bad, I guess he didn't go gently enough for a first time. Holy shit, I can't believe we just did that. Let's do it again as often as we can manage. And we did. Lol, I remember saying, why don't people just do this all the time? There is literally no reason to do anything else for fun. My partner agreed wholeheartedly that we should do nothing but bone 24/7. Oh, to be young and naive, haha. Name doesn't check out. At least I have more. I don't think it went in all the way. And goddamn that hurts. Got better after a few more times. All the men in here having the time of their lives. All the women like ouch. As a guy, my initial thought after the fact was, oh god. So much blood on my comforter, how am I going to explain this? I took the comforter to the laundry. First time doing laundry. Told my mom the cat puked on it. Same, I literally said motherfucker it hurts as fuck, and I still remember how bad it hurt 10 years later. A mix of pleasure because sex, happiness because milestone, nervousness because I want her to enjoy it too, and anxiety because I didn't want the condom to break. That was my first thought. Oh shit, what if the condom broke? What if she got pregnant? We're only 19. The anxiety was so much that I was cool with just keeping it to hand stuff most of the time. Joke's on me. That girl is now my wife and we found out later that it is actually very hard for her to get pregnant. Endometriosis strikes again. The Dora We Did It song. Guy, what was your favorite part? Girl, awkward pause. Guy, I like that too. Have you ever regretted a sexual decision you made? Pause. Me too. We did it, hooray. Lo hacemos. Dopamine. R/technically the truth. And oxytocin. When I went home and walked in the door and my mom and sisters were watching TV and just hanging out, I was convinced that somehow it was written all over my face. They didn't know, of course. I wondered if people could just tell and worried that when I went to school, people would know just by looking at me. Obviously nobody could tell, but I did feel very different afterward. It's weird, but I do feel like you can, over time, Tell apart the people that have had sex and the people who haven't by how relaxed they are and how they behave when they're into someone, which by the way is also fairly readable if you know what you're looking for. Needs a lot of practice though, took me almost 6 years and I still get it wrong like 1 out of 20 times. Reminds me of that feeling of being high around your family for the first time. I have a vague memory of decades ago, an actress sued her new husband on the basis that their wedding night ruined her trademark sachet. Not sure what came of that. Nothing, because I didn't lose it. I never lose. XD. Chad. I can't imagine Chad losing. Do you win though? When I first had sex it was with a condom. I was like, okay cool that was fun. But when I first had sex without a condom, holy hell it was fucking amazing. I've tried different condom brands. One brand I've used honestly made almost no difference in pleasure, while another reduced feeling so much it was almost impossible to finish. How do you type a holeless comment like this and just not mention the brand? I think I lasted about 1.5 seconds my first time without a condom. That memory hits harder than losing my virginity. Can't believe I paid $300 for this. The worst part for me is that I didn't even get to finish. I only paid $100 for 15 minutes because that's how long I thought I would last. Agreed, mine was a hooker in Amsterdam. I then found out after I'd finished that a friend had gone to her earlier. Sharing is caring, I guess. Eskimo brothers for life. This is awesome. Oh no. Already? Not yet. No. Then the condom broke, and we got Plan B followed by massive Catholic guilt and fears of my first time legit leading to pregnancy. Luckily I wasn't just a 2-pump chump, got at least 3 to 4 good ones. Lamau. For me it was I can't believe this is actually happening. I am the man. Woo. Wait no not yet. Well damn. Was probably red in the face with embarrassment. Luckily round 2 went much better a few minutes after that. Ha, condom broke for me too first time. I was nervous about pregnancy, F here, so marched myself to the walk-in the next morning for Plan B and was kinda proud of myself for doing grown-up shit. Then the doctor, M, gave me this big lecture about safe sex and how irresponsible I'd been. Bitch, I'm being responsible right now. It's happening. It's over. But I'm 16 so it's happening fine. Man, my memory is starting to go. But I am pretty sure me and my boyfriend managed 17 or 18 times in 24 hours when we were 16. To be young again. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. I remember high-fiving myself in the bathroom mirror. I love your energy based on this one sentence, ha. Like, you slapped your other hand while looking at yourself in the mirror? Or, you high-fived your mirror self's hand against the glass? The first one is just called clapping. Surprised that I didn't come since I'm a guy and a feeling of that was fun and I want to do it again. I was 32 when it happened though. The internet lied. You don't get magical powers by staying a virgin until 30. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. User error. It's 40, not 30. Ah okay, I just need to wait 7 more years then. It's finally within my grasp. I'm so happy I have the perfect partner, I love him so much. Now I was like 16 at the time, however 14 years later and we are still together and happy. Wholesome Reddit moments FTW. Snap. I was 17, he was 18, we're 33 and 34 now and still happy. It's crazy to think we've been together for almost half our lives. Ow, that hurt. My ex was too rough, made me bleed. Legit thought something was wrong and something had broken. Same except he tore a 5 centimeters opening in my vagina and I went to the had to go into emergency surgery and have 2 blood transfusions. Damn, it's so painful. Why is it so painful? He's really big. Why didn't I bleed? I'm in pain. Ulmahu same. I had the worst pain sitting and peeing after my first time like hell. Sore pee and then I got thrush. My drive comfortingly said it happens when someone fiddles about down there. Well, that kinda sucked. I'm not circumcised and at the time didn't know you were supposed to pull the foreskin back before you put a condom on. I didn't have anybody to teach me that, so I just didn't/couldn't feel anything. I've got phimosis, I don't even know how I'd even begin. I didn't know that until you said it and I'm 25. Edit, really glad I don't wear them. Waiting on a vasectomy appointment. Same. I've been with 3 women, all long-term relationships and we've all had the right situations to where condoms were never needed. TW, Childhood abuse. I was a young child and had no concept or understanding of what had happened to me. The only thing I distinctly remember thinking was that I was in pain and discomfort. This is awful. I hope whoever did it went to prison. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know if this would be helpful for you, but I have friends who had the same thing happen to them, but they don't consider their sexual abuse as when they lost their virginity. The way they have talked about it, it wasn't sex, it was assault. I don't know if that would help you at all in an attempt to draw symbolic mental boundaries between your trauma and your personal sexual identity and expression. It just feels wrong to treat something like that as categorically the same as someone's consensual first time. I hope you have been able to seek professional help to begin unpacking and coping with that horrible experience. I'm totally in love with this guy and I wish I could be with him forever. Spoiler, 18 years later, we're married with 3 kids. That's a very sweet outcome. I am male, I was drunk AF and basically was taken advantage of by an older woman. My thought was this isn't the way it's supposed to happen. Disappointment. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's absolutely horrible. I hope you're okay, friend less than 3. I was super pumped. Grinning ear to ear. Just like a Viagra commercial. If I had a redo, I would wait until I found someone I cared about. I wouldn't redo it because now I don't feel like I'm missing out whenever people talk about sex. But I definitely agree that I wish it was with someone I cared about rather than a meaningless one-night stand. Oh my god, I hope I come soon. She's giving me weird looks because I can't come. Is it because of the condom? Did I death grip myself too much growing up? What the fuck is happening? Prozac. Prozac was happening. My doctor never told me the sexual side effects of it because when I was prescribed them initially I was not sexually active. Death grip is consistent with username. This is outrageous. It's unfair. Cricky. That was quicker than expected. Was that it? That's what George Russell said. Oh, that's what they mean when they say lay back and think of England. For England, James? No. For me. Week or so before I actually lost my virginity, my girlfriend and I were sipping on some Jägermeister and smoking a blunt atop a big hill in the park when she decided to give me / perform her / my first BJ. We were sexually inexperienced, we were young, we were in broad daylight on the top of a hill on a public park. It was exhilarating to say the least, far more memorable than when we finally had sex like a week later. Hadn't thought about that in a long time. Yeah, I don't even remember the actual session in which I lost my virginity, just the first oral, giving and receiving, a few days before. I lost my V to a man I had only known for a couple weeks, and one of the first things he says to me is I have this thing called HIV, like pronouncing it as a word. My heart stopped and I didn't know how to react. For anyone reading this, in case you go through something similar, there are drugs you can take post-exposure that help prevent you from getting infected. It's important to get yourself to a doctor fast, as you have to take them within 72 hours, but you do have options. Holy hell, that's a legit crime. I lost it to the wrong person. FML. Don't worry, a lot of us did. Yeah, massive regret is all I can think of for mine. I felt pressured and made a stupid decision. I just hope my kids never go through that. Well, that was disappointing for all parties. I should have waited. That's what people are so obsessed over? It's still fun to do, I guess, but I don't see the joy in trying to chat up some stranger at a bar or, God forbid, paying for it. Maybe I'm just a joyless sack of meat, but I find way more pleasure in good food than in sex. And food takes way less emotional / physical effort. Same here. In theory, casual sex sounds fun. But in practice? Nah, I can do a better job myself. Amen to that, Broof. It's nice, but damn, do people overhype it. To a crazy degree. People say they can't survive without it, and it's like, really? I have felt horny and lonely, but never to the point where I'd beg, or pay. That's just sad. At least with food I know genuinely if I don't eat I will eventually die, lol. This is a weird family reunion. Roll Tide. This moment has not yet come to pass for me. If she ever asks to see your dick, show her. It will begin. The Elder. I lost my virginity when I was 13 to a 26 years /0. I'll tell you that whatever I was thinking then I have the opposite opinion of now. Thanks for the additional therapy content, Debbie, you fucking rapist. I'm really sorry. Frown. I hope she rots. After my first sexual experience with her, I just count my blessings that I didn't rot. Edit to add, I appreciate the validation. Now the other guys will stop making fun of me. Morgan Freeman voice, they did not stop making fun of him. Fuck, it was just a dream. Relatable. I never knew this public pool had a padded floor. You guys getting laid? Think I actually lost it? Does it count? The reason this happened was because, for the first time in my life, I was nervous, to the point that my little friend was operating at its maximum capacity, so I didn't finish my job. My GF told me that it was okay and that first time tend to be like that, to the point that I struggled few times later because I had that fear that there was maybe something wrong with me, looking up in the internet. Eventually I realized it was all mental, and once I was able to finish, I have been okay with it, even though sometimes it still frustrates me that I don't finish the proper way. I definitely had this too. I just felt like I was doing something incorrect and I was a loser. I had more negative feelings than positive for sure. I fucked up. Fuck. Why did you think that? Literally. You fucked. I'm glad I don't have to keep fighting men off for it. I'm finally rid of it. After I fought 3 relatives trying to rape me, I decided I should just have sex with anyone trying to get my virginity. Are you sure it was your virginity they were obsessed with? Or were they just looking to take advantage when they mistakenly thought you were an easy victim? Either way, what the fuck is wrong with your family? Some older member of the family sexually abusing the younger members and creating a whole bunch of other abusers? Good lord, 3 relatives? I can only imagine what kind of hellscape that must have been. It was quite a time. I still can't stand them. Amazing. Best 2 minutes of my life. Let's go again. We were basically rabbits for a couple months. Seriously, my now husband has a lot of stamina, and he wasn't a virgin although I was. It lasted probably 20 minutes, and I immediately was like, let's do that again, and as often as we can. We fucked so much for the first few months being together. We still have sex a lot now, and let me tell you, it only gets better. I still am shocked by how good sex and another person can make your mind and body feel. How do you get better? I might be gay. That sucked and hurt. I was relieved. I was 24 years old and I felt like the biggest loser being a virgin at that age. Same. I was 21 and I had been obsessing over whether it was ever going to happen for so long I felt relieved. And also basically like, that's it? Hey man, don't beat yourself for that. It could have been worse. I'm 25 and I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna lose it. I'ma be honest, I lost my virginity under a bridge at 17 because my foster parents dropped me off at my grandma's nursing home for a visit. Instead I hit up my now ex-GF to hang out and we ended up doing it under a bridge. Well, that was disappointing. Well, it was with my first girlfriend, now wife of nearly 20 years, and I remember being really fucking stoked about the whole situation. Lamau. That's all? Hulk Hogan in my brain screaming hell yeah brother. Macho Man for me. Oh yeah. I remember feeling really guilty. I was raised with the belief that sex was dirty and wrong. It was very taboo, and never, ever talked about in my home. So when I was old enough to start thinking about wanting/having sex, I felt like I was dirty and disgusting. I started having sex 15 years ago. I'm married, and I have 2 children, and even today, I still feel like I need to apologize after I have sex. I'm going to do my best to raise my children not to feel guilty for normal human behaviors. I have no value or worth as a human being, and if having it forced on me and with someone I'm not attracted to is how things are always going to be, I don't ever want it again. I was 17 then and I'm 43 now and still struggle connecting with women romantically. Hope you're doing okay, man. Damn, that hurt, and I hope he doesn't tell anyone. I was 13, he was 15, in a dirt hole with carpet in it, after getting high. So romantic. Oh shit, is that the cops? Lost mine in the back of my at the time GFS car in a parking lot. Cops showed up and ended things early. Bummer. It was so good. It was illegal.